Welcome back to Healthy Mind, Healthy Life, where we explore the meeting point between science, soul, and self discovery. I'm your host, Ryan, and today's episode is going to feel less like an interview and more like a transmission, a deep breath for your mind, heart, and spirit. Our guest, Catia Batalha, is a psychotherapist, spiritual teacher, author, and mystic whose work bridges the wisdom of the East with the depth of Western psychology. She spent years studying yoga, Tantra, Buddhism, Gnosticism, and shamanic traditions, while also grounding her understanding in modern therapeutic practice. Kati's approach is rooted in the belief that healing isn't about fixing what's broken, it's about remembering what's whole. Through her teaching, she helps others awaken to their true nature, integrate trauma, and reconnect to the sacred wisdom that lives within the body. So, today we are going to be diving into the alchemy of healing, how ancient practices like yoga, psychology, mindfulness, and energy awareness merge with psychotherapy, boundary setting, and conscious relationships to create true inner transformation. So, welcome to the show, Catia. It's an absolute honor to have you with me today.
Thank you so much, Sayan. Pleasure to be here.
Wonderful, Catia. I'm excited to talk about, your journey in particular, how you weave yoga, Tantra, psychology, and mysticism together. I'm struck by how divided I think the world still feels when it comes to healing. It's almost like we treat the mind and the soul as two separate rooms in the same house, like never realizing they're sharing the same wall. So I'm curious, and let's start with that. You bridge towards Eastern wisdom and Western psychology together. How do you see these two paths complementing, I should say, each other in a healing journey?
Yeah, I really agree with that. It seems pretty separate for a lot of the world right now. It feels like even especially in the West, I would say, Western doctors just treat the body, but they don't really treat the heart, the mind, especially the soul. Like everything is very separate in a little box, as if things weren't connected.
Right.
And I find that we have just much better, more wholesome results if we can look at all the aspects of a human being. And for instance, I'm amongst many things, a psychotherapist. And as a psychotherapist, even my training has been a lot about the emotional side, talking about the person's pasts and how it influenced their present and their traumas and those things. And that's really important. And if we actually add all the other layers to that, like for instance, if you add the body, through yoga, for example, it can really help heal the traumas that are in the body, because the body keeps those traumas and those memories inside of it, so whatever we go through. So by doing yoga, for example, we are healing the body, healing the deeper layers of emotional and psychic trauma. And we are also connecting and raising the body and the being to higher vibrations, higher resonances, and automatically that will connect with different frequencies, the frequency of love, compassion, altruism, bliss, all those things. So it's just such a huge help to treat the body as part of the whole set, of the mind.
Yeah.
And also the soul, when you bring in the soul aspects, when someone is going through something very challenging, asking them, could there be a higher purpose here? What is your soul's journey? How did your traumas and the challenging events in your life contribute towards you being who you are today and who you will be one day? How did everything that you've been through contribute towards you being the person that you're meant to be, you coming into your full potential? because the soul is, I really believe this, attracting the circumstances that it needs in order to heal and to awaken. So everything we go through, no matter how challenging it may be, it has a reason, it has a purpose, and it is to awaken those parts. And how often I see the people who've been through the biggest traumas become big healers and people who make a huge positive contribution to the world. So when we gather all those aspects, the body, the mind, the heart, the soul, following the intuition, because I feel that that soul is always communicating with us in very subtle ways. If we use our intuition to listen, often we will do things that are much more aligned. And the problem is that we are often not taught to listen to that intuition. We're often taught to dismiss that intuition,
Right.
even dismiss the body. The body doesn't know what it's doing. It's dumb, it's sick, or whatever. Don't listen to your heart. Like, just do your work and do what you're told. And just be like everyone else, don't think for yourself. There's no point. So our soul doesn't settle for that. It wants more. It wants to awaken. It wants to really live fully and experience the full potential of the human experience. So yeah, when we bring all those things together, it just creates a different life force and a different potential for healing and for awakening.
Oh, the way you described it, right? It feels like, our bodies have been holding that manual all the way, all along, I should say. And because so often, right, we say we are fine, but the body actually tells a very different story. Just like you said, and I agree to that. And I think a lot of listeners listening to this right now would also agree. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck in the space between awareness and embodiment. So, Katia, for someone who is dealing with, say, anxiety, tension, or just, that constant undercurrent of stress, where do they even begin to listen to what their body is trying to say them?
It's a really important question, actually. And I worked for like a couple of years for a hospital here in New Zealand as a psychotherapist, especially in the psychosomatic area. Meaning the psychosomatic is the emotional traumas and problems that manifest through the body. And what I've come to understand is that the mind, we have a very sharp, intelligent mind. And so it's capable of actually ignoring all the emotions and all the things that are really happening for us and just doing its own thing. Like, if I set my mind to, I'm just going to work every day, that's fine. Like, I'm good. Like, there's no problem. I don't live in a country at war kind of thing, so I'm fine. So
it's just because we are intelligent. We are intelligent.
Yes, we are intelligent beings. We are capable of believing our own kind of reality. But sometimes that comes at the cost of dismissing what we actually feel. So the mind disconnects from the emotions and can live its own thing. Like, if it's living in a harmful environment or anything, like many people live like with, for example, very difficult circumstances, like a harmful relationship or a harmful job. Those sorts of things cause anxiety, right? But we think to ourselves, no, like, the relationship will improve, or the job, I really need it, or it'll get better, things will get better, I'm fine. We can think this with our mind. But what I've come to understand is we cannot separate emotions from the body. So if the mind is thinking, no, I'm fine, we cannot fool our body. The emotions will express through the body. So this is why we get ill, sick, and like stressed, and like all these body manifestations that we don't even count them. Like, I often ask my clients, So do you have like any body problems, anything happening with? No, I'm good. Okay. Do you have any headaches? Yes. No, every day I have headaches. Okay. Do you have any menstrual pain? Yes, I have huge menstrual pain. So we kind of just even ignore. Do you have tensions in your body? Yes, no, yeah, I always have back pain. So we ignore pains, but actually these pains are our signs that something is wrong. The body is actually highly intelligent, and it's telling us all the time what is right for us and what is wrong. And because we cannot disconnect emotions from body, if we just listen to the body symptoms, it will tell us, if your heart is hurting, maybe you're in a relationship that's harmful, or if you've got shoulder pain, maybe you're carrying too much weight of responsibilities in your life. If you have lower back pain, maybe you're not supported enough in your life.
Yeah.
If you've got skin problems, it's often because you're in a toxic environment. There's a lot to it. I'm just kind of scratching the surface. But the body is a huge ally to show us that something is off. So my first thing is listen, instead of just taking anxiety medication or something to hide the symptoms. This is the problem. People are hiding the symptoms with all this medication, and then they don't get to actually reflect on what is the body trying to say, because they think the body is stupid, but it's not. It's actually a huge source of intelligence.
SmartPay is changing the game for business owners with low-cost tap and pay. Get great low rates for your payments. No need to go to the bank. Get set up within 7 days with 24/7 Kiwi support, a SIM that connects you to the strongest carrier, settlements into your bank account every day, reporting, and more. Switching to SmartPay really stacks up. Start saving on fees and get a free, no-obligation quote from SmartPay today.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Party Pooper. The 20th book in Jeff Kinney's best-selling series is here. It's Greg Heffley's birthday, and you're invited to the chaos. Packed with cake disasters, family fiascos, and classic Wimpy Kid humour, Party Pooper is the perfect Christmas gift for the primary school-age book lover in your life. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Party Pooper is available now. Everywhere books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold.
Fancy a getaway for two? Oaks Auckland Hotel is smack bang in the heart of the action. Explore the city, stay out late, and sleep in longer. Unreal stays from just $190 a night. Book now at oakshotels.com.
Wow, that's I should say that's beautifully framed. And nobody used this word intelligent being with the body, right? This is the first time I'm hearing it, and that's why it struck me. Because I relate to it so much, and I think everyone does, in a sense that your body tells you, and it has been telling you since you became conscious, right? It tells you when to slow down, right? And what are the things that triggers X, Y, Z in your life, right? And that's true. I think that's the first step. I think everyone should try to recognize what that trigger is in their life. So my next question is that how can men and women, live more in alignment with the sacred feminine energy that we talk about, without losing their power or their boundaries?
Yeah, also a really important question. So I think to reach balance in life, we need a good balance between the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. So with the feminine, it's about learning to listen, to receive, to tune in, to, that sensitivity of like, what is my environment trying to tell me, and what's needed here? Including my own self, listening to the symptoms of the body, for example, that's part of it. And how am I being, like, how am I coming across in the world? Like, what is my impact in the world? Like, having that feedback about yes, this is working well or not. We're in the sacred masculine more about then, okay, I will take action and initiative to create a better world, like based on my principles. So the feminine is, okay, I'll listen to my soul and feel what are my gifts, what can I contribute that's beautiful in the world? What do I have? A source of love, a source of compassion. What can I contribute? Or maybe I'm just a brilliant, philosopher or something. So this is like listening, and then if we just listen and do nothing in the world, also we don't create a great contribution. It just stays there. We just stay very blissful, and that's it. Nothing happens. But I feel that when we reach a certain point, there's a responsibility as well to contribute towards, everyone else being better as well, rolling it together. So, the masculine helps us take those principles and put them out there in the world as in the form to create something, and this is the problem sometimes with the masculine that is in society, is that it's not there to power up the feminine, it's there to oppress, obviously we all have masculine and feminine. I'm not just talking about men or anything, even it is present in many men, but it's also present in some women, in many women. So but it's we often use the masculine to control, to oppress, to have power over. And that's the toxic masculine, the unbalanced masculine. So the masculine is there to, the feminine is listening, is tuning in, and is seeing, okay, what needs to take shape here? It's the creative, it's the, the source of inspiration and creativity. And then the masculine is there, okay, let's take this and put it out there. Like it gives it the power and the determination and all those things that are needed to actually help it come to life. It's there to support the feminine. And this is how they work well in balance. If we just have the masculine, we will not listen and we will just create unbalanced things in the world.
Everywhere, right.
Yeah, so balance is key.
Right. It's like, I'm taking away, love as a medicine from this conversation that we had. And I think it's like love becomes the nervous system safest home, right? And I think that idea lands even deeper when we realize how much of our power is forced in pain. Because often it's not about, or not until something cracks, that we are forced to meet parts of ourselves we've been avoiding. And that somehow, that meeting becomes the real beginning of transformation. So, Catia, you have been open about your own, turning point in your life. So I just want to ask this out of curiosity, how personal tragedy led you to yoga and Tantra?
So in my own life, yoga had a huge impact because my life was going in a particular direction. I hadn't heard anything about spirituality, about awakening, about consciousness. And I just had a very regular life and job, that all felt very empty and meaningless. I just couldn't see the point in anything, honestly. I considered even suicide because I just could not see anything in life that helped me feel like alive and passionate and inspired. I actually talk a bit about, I just launched the book recently called Echoes of the Timeless, and I tell this story like I was just looking at life thinking I don't care about anything. But I was going along with my job and etc. And that's when I found yoga. And yoga helped me rebuild my life, not the postures yoga, but the whole philosophy and psychology behind the universe and everything and the spirituality. And slowly, bit by bit, we went through a course. This is also what goes on in the book. We go through a course about the each chakra, balancing each chakra, the centers of energy of our being. And each chakra balances certain energies, whether it's, love or fear or determination, self-esteem. Each chakra, we balance a part of it, of the whole system. And as we go through the chakras, we end up balancing the entire system. And instead of feeling disconnected and, kind of half dead, really, like we start to feel connected and inspired and alive. And yeah, yoga was the thing for me. There's many paths, obviously, but for me, yoga / Tantra was the main path that helped me transform the way that I was living. I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I was just, I didn't have anything that I felt like really deeply connected in my life. And to transforming that into just soul aligned living. Like now I really feel like I'm living, my soul is living through this human vessel, because I removed the noise that was there, that was stopping it from manifesting through me. So removing all the things that don't matter and aligning, with those higher vibrations, higher frequencies, that yoga succeeds to do through the postures, through the meditation, through the breath work, through the yamas and niyamas, the principles of how to live a more balanced life. And through all the ways that, with lots of tools, it just helped me become just feeling so blissful and peaceful and connected. And at some point I started teaching yoga because I just really fell in love with it, with that transformation really, that I experienced in myself. And what I noticed was the same thing was happening in my students. Like I could see that same transformation in them. And that's when I realized, this was something that I really wanted to share with the world. So here we are. Started just creating more courses, more books, like what I can to reach out to people and help.
That's the most important thing, right? About the society, thinking about how we as a human, as an individual, can contribute to the society. I think that has to be the biggest, if there is a purpose, when we talk about purpose, I think that has to be the purpose, right? Now, I'm not telling everyone to, blend in to my idea of what purpose is, but I think that's somewhere, I think all the great minds or whatever contributions they've made to the society really fit in. Beautiful. And honestly, Catia, the way you articulated that is so impactful. Thank you for sharing your heart and your wisdom with, such clarity and depth today. So just before we wrap off, Catia, what's the best way to reach out to you for everyone who's listening to this right now?
I have a website, catiabatalha.org. So that site has like my courses, my offerings, my book. Yeah, you can also find the book Echoes of the Timeless pretty much everywhere. So those are the more practical ways. Thank you for asking.
Wonderful. Dear listeners, I'll include the details of the show notes for you, so you can check out whenever you want. And with that, we hit the mark of today's time constraint on this episode. Catia, thank you for reminding us that healing is both ancient and immediate, that it lives in our breath and boundaries and the quiet spaces between the thoughts. And here is my takeaway from this, right? As Catia already mentioned about, your body is always telling you what to do. So take this episode as an invitation, right? To slow down, to listen inward and trust your body, because it always remembers the way home. To connect with Catia, explore her teachings, workshop and writings, where psychotherapy meets soul work, and discover how to live in harmony with your mind, body, and spirit. You will find the show notes in the details, because at the end of the day, a healthy mind isn't separate from a healthy life. This is Sayan, and you have been listening to Healthy Mind by Healthy Life. Until then, please take care of yourself. Thank you.